Hi, welcome to the chan. Hello, what's up? This is not Vogue, but it's the next best thing. It's unlisted now, but I have done a not Vogue video in the past where essentially I'm recreating Vogue's beauty secrets little series they do, but better. Today I'm going to show you guys how I do my makeup for more evening settings. So this is a makeup I did for a wedding I went to a couple weeks ago. Something that still looks good on camera, but it's not like too much, especially if you're somebody who doesn't feel like doing eyeshadow. This is for you. I hope you're not bothered, but I'm going to have my AirPods in the whole time because when I do when I do my makeup, I really like to listen to music. It just makes it a very therapeutic process for me. If you're bothered by that, I apologize, but I don't feel bad enough to take my AirPods out. So I like to go in with Blistex. I really like Blistex, the old-fashioned one from like the early 2000s, you know? I'm so happy they still sell them because I think people realize like it's an OG. Like there are just some things that are super old but should never die, and that's one of them. I only wear this in the house. If I'm going out, I use this one. It has SPF 15 in it. And even though SPF 15 is relatively weak, I think for your lips, you know, it does something. Either way, you should be wearing SPF. And so I feel like if I can have SPF on my face and on my lips, then I'm set. Next, I like to go in with eye cream. I know they say there's different reasons why you should use eye cream, you know, anti-aging, blah, blah. And like to moisturize your under eyes. And although that's like 2% of why I use eye cream because my eyes are too sensitive, and so I can't put moisturizer too close to my eyes because it will burn like crazy. So I have to use a hypoallergenic eye cream instead. Whenever I put lotion, if it even gets too close to this region, my eyes start to burn a lot. And so I just decided, okay, how can I keep my under eyes hydrated without them burning? And I figured that eye cream is the way to go. And then for actual lotion, I still use Cetaphil, and this has SPF 30 in it. I believe the lowest you should go is SPF 30. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that's the lowest you can go. You shouldn't go below 30. And I like to do the 2-finger rule. I don't know if people still do this, but back when I was on Twitter, which was ages ago, I followed this esthetician. She had recommended the 2-finger rule because it makes sure you're putting enough, I think, SPF or enough lotion, don't remember. I work that down my neck. They say your neck is the first part of your body to show signs of aging. And to be honest, I think that is complete nonsense. I don't think it's nonsense that is the first part that shows. I believe that's true. But this whole like anti-aging cult, I'm like, why are we so afraid of aging? Like, or at least why are we so afraid to appear as if we're aging? I feel like it's a natural and beautiful thing. Like every time I realize like my forehead is starting to get more creases, or my bags, or like my smile lines are more prominent, I'm like, that's cool. I think it's cool that we get to watch our bodies age. I don't know what's with this whole like, here are all these like different things to like hide the fact that you're aging. And it's like, but we all know it's inevitable, so why hide that? It's not the same thing as like dementia or something, because there are medications to slow that process, so that's a bit different. But this is more of a cosmetic thing, and I'm like, I don't really get the big deal. But okay, let's prime. I like to use the NYX Angel Veil Primer. It's in the name. It's supposed to create a veil. If I'm being honest, I don't know how much I actually like this product. I'm just kind of too lazy to look at different primers because I have oily skin, and so I feel like, you know, people will give you these hacks and these different products to use to like control your oil, and I don't feel like any of it works. And so at this point, I've just learned to accept the fact that, hey, who cares? I like to do my eyebrows while I let my primer prime. I tend to go back and forth with my brow routines. I don't even know if I really have one per se. Sometimes I like to use powders, and sometimes I like to use this, which is the NYX Lift and Snatch Brow Tint Pen. As you can see, I have a lot of brow hair, so I don't really have to do too much. So that's why I can switch. I'm coming in close. As you can see, I do have a lot of brow hair already, and that's because of God, and also because I did not grow up touching my eyebrows a lot. They're pretty dark, and that's okay. I'm gonna let them dry and then we'll come back. Okay, so I'm gonna prime my eyes so that we can begin with the eyeshadow. I like to use this as concealer, but also to prime, I like to use the Juvia's Place. I scratched off the lettering. The Juvia's Place concealer. I think I have a healthier relationship with makeup than I think I used to in the past. When I was first getting into makeup, I think I was like 12 or 13, and you know, that's when like makeup was popping on YouTube. I was like really obsessed with it, but I think I was obsessed with it in a healthy way, in the sense that like I thought it was just fun, and so that's why I did it. But over time it became a confidence thing, or lack thereof. I think I started to rely on makeup because I didn't like the way I looked. And it's interesting because I can say that I am definitely not in that place now. Most of the times I'm actually not wearing makeup. I wear makeup for YouTube, and I wear it on Sundays if I feel like it to go to church. But even then, it's if I feel like it. I've actually come to really like my face, and I know there are people who still can't see that, but I literally mean in the sense that like, yeah, I wear makeup because it's fun and I wear it for like different things, but like I have come on YouTube without makeup before. It's not that big of a deal to me, but I think I have come to a place where I've learned to really appreciate every part and every just nook and cranny of my face. And I really give all the credit to God, because I can take pictures and post my Instagram and not wear any makeup and still feel my 100% best. It's to the point where like literally every night when I'm like, you know, putting my retainers in, I have my bonnet on, like I honestly feel my most beautiful in those moments. And so I would say I have a pretty healthy relationship with makeup, because I'm not dependent on it, like by any means. And I think there can be a difference between being content with how you look and genuinely loving how you look. And I have come to a place where I love the way I look. It's not like I'm content where I'm just like, all right, this is the face I have, let's make it work. But no, I look at my face like, dang, like I get to have this face. Like nobody else gets to have this face. And that's an honor, you know what I mean? Okay, now it's time for my favorite part. This is something I grew up on in the early like 2010s when I was getting into makeup, and that was using tape for your eyeshadow. I understand now that that's incredibly uncomfortable, but that was the time, man. And I'm gonna do it because this look heavily relies on symmetrical, long wings, and I don't want to risk messing that up, so I'd rather just use tape to ensure everything goes well. This is something I've been using for so long, and it's the e.l.f. eyeliner. Okay, I did the inner corner off camera because I figured I might as well just do that. Now I'm gonna go in with black eyeshadow, and I'm just going to first set my actual liner with it. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to combine black and brown together, and I'm going to use it to start smudging it out. Now I'm going to use a slightly wider brush, and I'm going to use a brown to just start smudging this out. I'm going to take a smaller brush just to smoke out the front a little bit. I like to go in with my bronzer, and I just like to put a little bit in my crease closer to my brows, just so there's a bit of brown coming in. Ooh. So now I'm just gonna put my lashes on because I'd rather just get that over with, and then we can finish my face. Okay, time for this base. Okay, so I like to use the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define. It's a foundation, but the concealer, I'm pretty sure, is the same formula. So I like to just use the foundation because you get more product. I like to use this almost as a color correct while also concealing, because it has red in it, and I need that to get rid of darkness. But now I'm going back in with the Juvia's Place concealer, and this is when I'm actually going to conceal everything. I prefer to do the technique where you do concealer and bronzer first and then foundation. I find that one, you save product, and I think you just get a more seamless look. So now I like to use the LA Girl Pro Coverage High Definition Long Wear Illuminating Foundation, and I like to use this as a bronzer. So as you can see, I really like using foundations for my complexion, like everything. I like to take this under my chin as well, because listen, when you don't have the most defined jawline, you gotta fake it. I'm still using Makeup Revolution, another foundation, but the other one was F13, this is F12, and I use this to brighten. My favorite part is the foundation, because as you can see, we have harsh lines everywhere, but this is gonna clean it up and bring everything together. And voila, nice and seamless. This is something I used to do and I stopped doing, but I want to do again. And that's using a sponge to set my under eyes. I feel like it just comes out a lot cleaner that way, and it's less likely to crease, so I'm gonna do it that way. My mic messed up, so let me catch you up to speed. I like to use my Black Radiance contour palette, and I like to mix the contour and more so of the sculpt shade together. I'm not really making my nose smaller per se, but I'm defining the bridge that it's there, but you can't see it. I like to take some of the loose powder just to clean up the sides, and then I wipe off my brush and I go back in and I kind of just blend out the edges. And I really like to blend it into my eyeshadow as well, so it looks seamless. So that way there's less of a harsh line, but you can now see a defined nose. Does that make sense? Okay, I hope so. For the rest of my face, I kind of just zoom through with the bronzer because I use a fluffy brush. Do the same thing, one touch of the contour or two, and then some of the sculpt. Now, even though I obviously smudged out the top because I wanted that smoky wing, I do want it to be very defined underneath. So I am going to use an angled brush and some black eyeshadow to line my waterline perfectly. And I made sure it connects perfectly with our wing. Oh my gosh, I love it. I love it. Now for mascara, I really love the L'Oreal Lash Paradise mascara. The trick is to get blackest black, waterproof. You don't want to get regular. I find that waterproof just holds the curl better. I would, and I think I would specifically want to do Beauty Secrets, and who owns Architectural Digest? Is that Vogue, or is that its own thing? If it's its own thing, I want to do that, but if that is part of Vogue, I want to do that in my future house for sure. I think that's it. I know Vogue has other like little series, but I think that would be the only one I think I'd want to join. Real quick, I'm just gonna brush my brows because they've definitely dried by now, and this is just to get rid of the harsh line that the marker could have created. I'm gonna leave them bushy. They can do what they want, I don't care. Now for blush, I've been using the Wet n Wild Color Icon blush in Mellow Wine for ages at this point. If you haven't already noticed this common theme at my channel, this is both hair and makeup. I tend to stick to the same product for a very long time because if I feel like it works, I don't really bother experimenting too much. But I'm trying to see if I can get myself to do more experimenting. But for now, using old, good and faithful. I'm actually not a huge, intense, bright highlight type of gal, which is very funny because if you watch my old makeup videos, I was definitely that. but I think you kind of move with the times and the trends of things. And maybe some people still like bright highlights, but personally I'm not really a fan. I do prefer more of a subtle highlight, something where the sun just, you know, you turn, it's like a ooh, you know, but I'm not really, I want it to look like I drink my water, but not like I literally put highlight on. Oh, my ear is clogged. I don't know if that happens, but sometimes my ears get clogged depending on how I position myself when I'm like doing my makeup. So you gotta like let that air disperse evenly, you know? I get a lot of butterflies outside of my room, and I think it's because I have like a rose bush right here, and I love it every time because I do have like this little like canvas that shows you different types of butterflies. And so sometimes if I'm lucky, I'll be able to like go to my little chart and see if it's there. Most of the time it's not. Most of the time it's a butterfly that looks nothing like the pictures. So I'm like, do I have more rare butterflies, or is my location just not matching that? I don't know, but I love whenever they come near my window. It's not creepy like that SpongeBob episode. It's actually very pretty. Lately, I have been like super obsessed with like the 90s lip, you know, like the super dark lip liner and like the gloss. I think this is so pretty. And my mom really likes it, which go figure, like she was around that era. To set the face, I love using the Morphe Continuous Setting Mist. I have loved this for a very long time, and I still do. I repurchased this like a ton, and I'm gonna set my face with it. And I'll show you my technique that I do to get rid of the powdery look. Ooh, this is pretty, I like it. Okay, so I switched to a white tank because it's clean. Honestly say you could call this 90s inspired look. Okay, so the liner, I don't know if people was doing all this in the 90s, but this is the completed look. No, really, it's giving like That's So Raven, Sweet Life of Zach and Cody. That's just what I'm getting. Yeah, I have nothing else to say, so I will get you some other time. Peace.